That's illegitimate and ill-advised. What I do is called originalism constitutionally and textualism statutorily. Ralph Nader says that I'm inconsistent because I give personal rights to corporations, which neither the Constitution nor the 14th Amendment support. He also says that my stand on the Establishment Clause is not based on originalism, but it's simply a conservative political idea. But I didn't hear the liberals complain when I wrote the majority opinion, which held that the First Amendment does not allow governments to prohibit flag burning. To me, it's the words of the law that govern, not the intent of the law. Call me a strict literalist, if you will.
Did you know that Justice Felix Frankfurter turned me down as his law clerk just because I'm a woman? I went on to found the Women's Rights Project for the ACLU as its general counsel, and in 1971 I argued Reed versus Reed before the Supreme Court, where the court expanded the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to women for the first time. Some of my other constitutional concerns have been the right to privacy and the right to free choice in pregnancy termination. Of course, not absolute, but with the limitation of the trimester qualification as stated in Roe versus Wade. Some justices have a blind eye to women's issues. The Hobby Lobby decision comes to mind.
Before I get too serious, I'd like to point out that Ruth and I often dine together, go to the opera. And by the way, Oliver Wendell Holmes said, we don't look at what a man meant, we look at what the statute says. That sounds like what I articulate as well.
And by the way, do you know the difference between a lawyer and a buffalo?
No, but I bet it's not original.
The lawyer charges more. Well, I know you've been a federal judge, but did you ever practice law?
I not only practiced law, I was perfect at it.
Now, you're the jokester. Some say you approved of executing minors and the mentally afflicted. Do you deny that you supported a deadline after which no new evidence might be admitted to demonstrate the innocence of a convicted defendant facing a death penalty order?
You base that on Herrera versus Collins, but a 6-3 majority agreed with me on the facts, which you have misconstrued. Go back to school. I was also criticized for my rulings on the detainee cases, which legitimized permanent detention without rights for those incarcerated at Guantanamo. But my reply to the media was, give me a break. I had a son on that battlefield over in Iraq, and I wasn't about to give those detainees a free jury trial.
Now, that's a real originalist for you. And here's an original one for you. If you want to make crime pay, go to law school. I got that from a mobster hitman friend of mine.
I am who I am. When Congress banned marijuana under the Commerce Clause, that was okay with me. I strongly affirmed the separation of powers doctrine.
On the other hand, Justice Roberts seems ready in the healthcare cases to say that the Commerce Clause does not give Congress the power to pass the Affordable Health Care Act.
Back to Roe versus Wade. I think that should be struck down and definitely protected. I believe that child abusers have a right in the Sixth Amendment to be confronted by their accusers. And as for Miranda, confessions obtained from people who have not been advised of their rights should not be precluded as admissible in evidence. I also don't believe that racial preferences should be awarded constitutionally. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 should be ended.
I took the other side most of the time on those issues, as you know, Tony. In 1957, DC police were holding people of color in back rooms of police stations for 7 days and extracting confessions through DMs. The Mallory Rule, which predated Miranda, sought to end that by requiring that detainees be brought before a judge within 24 hours. Otherwise, any confessions could not be used. These days, detainee rights, both domestic and international, are disappearing. But I did like your dissent in Riverside versus McLaughlin, where you said persons arrested without a warrant should be brought before a judge within 24 hours for a probable cause determination.
Well, thanks for that. I based it strictly on the Fourth Amendment as originally worded. That's my way.
You are one of the most pro-Fourth Amendment justices on the bench, but I strongly dissented to the majority position in Bush versus Gore, where you and an activist court took over the role of other branches of government to decide which Americans could vote and gave Bush a victory by a few hundred votes. No separation of powers there.
Yeah, and what happened to Baker versus Carr and Reynolds versus Sims? It looks like one man, one vote has become one rich man tops 1 million middle-class voters.
None of us is perfect, and especially not you, jokester. And while I'm at it, our most recent Supreme Court opinions last June were filled with jittery pokery and pure applesauce.
A little humor never hurt anyone, but you're beginning to sound like Donald Trump.
Here's where all three of us agree, Jokester. You are not a humorist. You are a hypocrite. You are stereotyping lawyers just like other groups have been in the past. Poles, Jews, Irish, women, African Americans. Get over it. We still have important things to talk about here. Now, my friend Antonin, I can't agree with the Roberts Court and your decisions in Hobby Lobby and Citizens United. It certainly wasn't original that corporations become constitutional real persons rather than remain artificial ones. They were made personal 100 years ago. Now they have religious rights and free speech. And as persons, they're mostly exempt from such human obligations as fair taxation. And as for compassion, they don't even match up to Data or Spock by denying their employees access to adequate health care because contraceptives are deemed evil by their religiously sensitive CEOs. The employees have fundamental moral rights as well.
Sounds like you're a little political yourself there, Ruthie, my dear. I don't trust our government to determine our health care needs or gun rights. That's why last session I voted against what I call POTUS care and same-sex marriage. The majority opinion in that case was filled with legal profundities that were profoundly incoherent. I voted in favor of capital punishment again, by the way.
So instead, you put your trust in corporations and guns, shades of cowboys in the Gilded Age. I voted for fair housing, health care, same-sex rights, and against gerrymandering, pollution, surveillance, and capital punishment.
This could go on forever, but we are out of time. Thank you both for highlighting the stark differences that still persist when the rule of law and the pursuit of justice are freely practiced. So how about all of you giving us your parting shot? And that includes you, jokester, and free speech is what we're all about, and not just by those who we prefer. Marcus Tullius Cicero.
The Greeks and Romans discovered that the republic is the only way to represent all the people. Don't lose that.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
The natural law of Rome and the church showed us that there's a moral law higher than ourselves. Let's keep it.
Sir Thomas More.
Both the common law of the state and the canon law of the church evolved to form the basis of the law and justice. Both are valuable.
Sir Edward Coke.
Neither the king nor the pope is above the law. We are truly a nation of laws and not men. So let's make sure the common law continues to represent the common people.
President Thomas Jefferson.
We learned that governments are instituted to secure our unalienable rights as human beings, that a Supreme Court may declare acts of Congress unconstitutional, and religion and politics must remain separated by a great wall for their own and our own good.
Justice Thurgood Marshall.
Racism and inequality born in slavery have no place in America. We are moving backwards again.
Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes.
General principles in logical maxims, valuable as they may be,